What's the story, Internet? This is Heritage Media, and today's video is Captain Mavel's box office. I said in one of the other videos that I wanted to get around to this eventually, but I want to give it a couple of weeks, considering how it's actually blown everyone's opinions out of the water. I myself said I thought it would make about 655,000, saying it was doing Doctor Strange numbers, but as we can see here from Box Office Mojo, as it stands on the 28th of March, it's done 918 million, which is fantastic. I have to fess up, I was wrong. It's done a lot better than I thought. Like I said when I went to see it, it is enjoyable. It's not fantastic, but it is enjoyable, so I can understand why people are going. And seeing as it wasn't up against anything else, I can see why people were maybe going back once or twice. There are some things that need to be looked at here, though, in terms of how it's going to perform. But you can't deny that wedging it between Endgame and Infinity War has worked out very well for Marvel in terms of the returns. Now, I just want to address something as well as some people are talking about. We've seen plenty of reports of screenings that people have gone to and it's empty. Like they're in there and there's maybe 8, 9 other people. And when I went myself on that Wednesday a couple of weeks back, there's only 6, 7 other people in the place as well. And a lot of people are thinking, is there something screwy going on with the purchase of the tickets? Is Disney or somebody else buying out screens in order to pump up the figures? I don't think that at all. I think what it is, as I shown in one of my other videos, that it's simply down to the numbers of screenings. If you take an example of Aquaman made $1 billion as well, and this is looking like it's probably going to hit $1 billion. And it only had about 16 screens, I think, in my local cinema. If you contrast that to Captain Mavel, when I went in, there was 28. You know, like there was 28 on the opening. I think it was down to 20 actually on the Wednesday I went in. That's still several more screenings than normal. So if you think about it, you can still have the same number of people going. You can still be making the same amount of money. But if it's spread across 20 screenings in a day, I mean, if you're talking about every 15 minutes from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, you're going to get a load of screenings where it's just you and 4 other people. You know, it's probably a situation where, let's say you're going on a Thursday night or maybe a Friday night. Maybe the 5 o'clock, the 8 o'clock and the 10 o'clock will be packed out. All the other ones, and you're talking about 16, 17 other screenings, might only have maybe 40, 50 people. And then, like I said, you will definitely have a few that only have 4 or 5 in it. So I think that's what's going on there. I don't think it's a mad conspiracy. Now, I don't know what the story is about that thing about people saying that somebody booked out the entire front row of a particular cinema for the entire weekend. You know, like if every opening weekend, I think, or something. That sounds a little bit screwy, so maybe there's something up there. But just in relation to everybody's everyday experience of just going in and seeing what it's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. It's just simply the number of screenings has meant that people just go in when they want, instead of forcing them all to go into a smaller number of screenings and making the audience, you know, be more reflective of the people who've turned up. So, just that out of the way there, I just want to go on to, like I said, the actual performance of it. And it's undeniable, it's done very well. I mean, here is the daily performance. Now, the problem it does actually seem to have is that it's a global release. So, it looks fantastic, and as I said, 900 million is not to be sniffed at. It's a fantastic result, they're going to be very happy with it. But it has seemed to have overexposed itself. I mean, if you look at the drops, it's like the first week, it dropped 71%. That doesn't usually happen to the second week. And the second week, as you can see there, you know, number 18 here, is a 73% drop, which is a 50% drop from the week before. And week 3 is down to 2 million. So you've gone from a situation where 10 million one Monday, 5 million the next, 2 million now. It's more than likely going to be down 1 million a showing by the end of this week. That's the way it's looking. And this, by the way, is the domestic performance in the United States. You know, like, so you can see by the weekend here. I'll just bring it up for you. 55% drop. Very respectable. I was expecting maybe 70% of people didn't like it. That would have been disastrous for them. No, it's okay. The next week, 49% again. It's still pretty good. So there you go. You're not going to complain. So domestically, this is doing very well in the States. Now, internationally is a bit of difference. As I've said before, the biggest market outside of America that America wants is China. China doesn't like this film. Like, it had a big opening, not the best. Like I said, Venom, Captain America, Civil War, I believe. Both of the last 2 Transformers films, Last Night and Age of Extinction, they're all well ahead of it. Aquaman was well ahead of it. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge hit over there. Good, 86 million, you're not going to knock it. You know, like, but As you can see here, it dropped 72% the next week, from 86 down to 23 million. This week, one up to the 24th, it dropped another 69% down to 7,222,000. By my estimation, this means next week it's probably going down to 2 or 1 million and will probably fall off the Chinese box office. I don't think it's going to last there a month. I mean, the word has got round that a lot of the politics in it that they don't like, as I said before in my review in relation to the boys out, the white leftist stuff, it's got round there and it's killed this thing stone dead. If you contrast that to, say, Bumblebee, which got great word of mouth and got extended for another month, I don't see that happening in China. I think they've got as much out of it as they're going to get. But still, you can't knock it. 918 million worldwide for, like it's only 3 weeks in now. It does seem to be running out of speed as quick as it actually picked up speed. I think now, I think it will get the billion. I think it'll get the billion, but you're talking, it might just only get over it. Maybe 1.1, maybe not even that, maybe just a billion. Because, as I just said, the United States, when they're starting to come down to 1 million a day. And I don't see it actually lasting much longer, particularly as we're getting this close to other things like Shazam, which is coming out soon, even the Hellboy reboot. You've got Endgame coming up very soon. There's going to be a lot of movies coming out that are going to knock us off its perch. Us, for instance, Jordan Peele's Us has knocked it off in the States already. So I just wanted to do a short vid here just to show the box office take. As I said, I was expecting 655. 918 is brilliant. They're not going to be disappointed with that at all. It's going to be very interesting to see where it ends up in terms of the total take. But there you go. I have to say I got this one wrong. It's done very well. Not a lot more, in fairness, like considering the hype around it. But still, it's something they're going to be very happy with Disney. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it again. It'd be interesting to see how Captain Mavel 2 does. In comparison to things like, Doctor Strange 2 and the Black Widow film that's going to come out down the line. But I do get the first sense that this film has been a wham, if you know what I mean. Like, it's come in, it's done very well in a very short period of time, and I think it's going to drift away. So we'll find out soon in the next couple of weeks, come back and see just what it ends up as. So take care, guys. I hope you liked this video. I said I'd get around to talking about it. Got it wrong. I'll be the first guy to say it. And if you like this video, just give us a like, subscribe if you will, and just leave a comment below if you got some comments. Take care, guys.